obviously that report about the strip club stuff and all that kind of stuff included another coach, Tom Herman. Do you remember having a conversation at all with Tom Herman during his time here about some things getting out of hand, et cetera? What do you recall? Because obviously he was there with Zach in this one instance at least. What do you recall of any of that?
Well, out of all respect, there were two coaches involved, and when it was made clear when I was told what had happened, I was extremely upset. I called him in my office immediately. I told him they'd be fired if that ever happened again. That day, I instituted a morality clause in the program. I've been told that takes place at other places, and I don't care. It's Ohio State. We don't do that. And so I just was very clear that we don't do that.
And one last thing. It's been, we've all seen the text messages that Shelley had with Courtney Smith. And I think you've been clear from your recollection. You recall nothing of Shelley bringing that to you in any form or fashion, that kind of news. I mean, do you stick by that story, so to speak? I mean, she did not bring this up to you in 2015 or 16?
She never shared text messages with me, no.
Do you anticipate an administrative staff shakeup at all on your staff based on the way things have been brought to you in the past concerning the other things that obviously went on with Zach Smith, from a sex in the office kind of situation and all these other things that kind of evidently went on without you knowing about it? Do you anticipate making any changes in that regard?
Two things there, Tim. Number one is I need to do a better job creating an atmosphere where football, especially during the season, is so intense, and obviously I'm a very intense, focused guy, and people need to feel comfortable coming to me if there's any scenario, situations like this. I've had started that process. The majority, I have not talked to one person who was aware of that stuff that was going on, so I'm not sure. I know the report, I think, said something like that, but when you start talking about some of these behaviors that I've asked, and they were not aware of these behaviors that surfaced here in the last 2 months.
That's what I was going to follow up with, from the sense of you've even said this in press conference a couple of times. You like to have positive news coming across your desk. That's the way you kind of like to operate. Do you think this intimidated some folks into not bringing you negative news, so to speak?
I hope not, but that's something that Gina and I have talked about that I need to do. I've always thought I had that atmosphere. If someone was aware of some of these behaviors and did not bring it to my attention, then obviously I have to work on that. I am.